guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first official YouTube video. I'm just gonna be teaching you guys how to do my basic everyday makeup look. This is a really basic, easy makeup look that I do almost 3 times a week, I would say. 3 out of 5 days I have to wear makeup to work. I do this look. It's really soft, it's really simple, it's very, very easy to use, and you can use many different products. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to use the Eye Base Essential from Trish McEvoy. This one is $29, or you can opt for the jumbo size that they now have. It's $35. It's larger and it lasts longer. So the Eye Base from Trish is actually made to set like eyeshadow, so you can definitely use it alone, which is what I do, I would say 3 to 4 times a week, because I've been kind of lazy with my eyeshadow. So one of the most important things that you want to do about this is don't skimp on it. You know, if you are going to use it as eyeshadow, that's the way I'm going to do it today, is you want to make sure that you put a good amount on, and then you always do one eye at a time. You don't have a lot of time between when you put it on to when it dries, so you want to make sure that you get it nice and blended. I'm using a NARS kind of flat brush, somewhat of like a lay down brush, just kind of pat it out. And you'll see it'll set and dry pretty quickly. And it's just a soft color. It's like an eyelid concealer, I would say, which I desperately need. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. I like to do a couple of lines and get it completely covered. That way I'm not trying to spread around a little bit, because it doesn't work good if you do it that way. You really gotta give yourself a good amount. Okay. Some people do hate this because they feel like it's drier. I guess that's your preference. I like it. It's matte. It stays under eyeshadow. It's one of the best I've tried. It does not crease. If you do one eye and you do the other eye, you put it with a brush. Do not smooth it with your finger. I was doing that the first 3 months I was using it, and it would stay, don't get me wrong, but after a while it was creasing, and it wasn't until I asked one of the other artists at my counter why, and she was like, "Are you touching it with your finger?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm smoothing," and she's like, "That's why." So very important that you smooth it on with a brush. I'm gonna just put on a teeny tiny bit of eyeshadow in my crease. I'm not doing any eyeliner today. This is my Trish palette I kind of created. I have a bunch of these eyeshadows. Sorry, I'm blinding you with my light. I have a bunch of these eyeshadows, but I just kind of picked a couple of basic ones to show you some neutral color she has. I'm gonna just go ahead and use this matte color. It's called Almond. I'm going to do that all over my crease just to get it really soft. And I'm using this double-sided Laura Mercier brush, which I also don't know if they make anymore. My mom gave it to me. She's also a makeup artist, so I kind of stole it from her, I gotta be honest. Okay, so with this one, I'm just going to go right into my crease. And not just my crease, but slightly above the crease, so that you see it'll lift the eye up in a very subtle way. So I'm not actually going into where the dip is, but I'm going slightly above it. So you should be able, when you're doing your crease, to keep your eye completely open and sweep it back and forth. Another easy way I love to tell my clients what to do is just to use their bronzer. If they don't have a matte, like neutral color, bronzer works amazing for this everyday kind of natural look. So this is the Almond. I go back and forth a lot. Okay, and then just the idea with the bronzer, if you wanted to see how it looks, I just go right into there with that same brush, and I put it on the same spot. And it'll just kind of deepen it a little bit. It's really pretty, it's soft. It's the only eye kind of look I'm gonna do today because my daughter's getting up in a little bit and I don't have time. So I use the eyelash curler from Trish. I've had it for a while. I haven't replaced the sponge. I know that they say you're supposed to, you have to, but I just clean mine and do it. And I like this one a lot because it doesn't pull my eyelashes or pull my hair, because I have nice long eyelashes, but without mascara, I just look bald. You could see it. There's barely anything there. So I'm using a mix of mascara right now. I have to say, I've been loving this Sumptuous Extreme sample the girl at the Estee Lauder counter gave me. I absolutely love it. This one, and I think that it's gonna be my next mascara purchase because it looks really great by itself. But I'm one of those people that likes to double my mascara. I like to do a couple of coats, make it fancy. Not all the time, but if I'm not wearing eyeshadow, I definitely put a little more time and effort into my eyelashes. All right, so after I've done the Sumptuous Extreme Mascara, I just like to go over it with my Trish McEvoy. This is the tubular mascara. This is the high volume, and this brush is awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but see how cute it is? It's a fiber formula, so it wraps itself around the lashes in tubes and is released with warm water. It's really, really nice. It's not waterproof, I would say, because if you're in warm water, it is gonna come off. But what's nice about when it comes off is you can literally like pull it off and like throw them away. So if you are gonna be in the pool or in the jacuzzi or something like that, this is a really nice mascara to have. Plus it's nice and skinny, so you can kind of go underneath and lift the lashes and get from the base. So for right now, I'm gonna leave the eyes and I'm gonna go onto the face. So I've already used that Trish McEvoy BB oil to prime, and then to kind of give a second layer of moisture, because I am dry and I get dry throughout the day, I'm going to use the Beauty Booster Cream. This one doesn't have SPF. They make one with SPF. It's fabulous. I ran out though, so I'm going to do the one without. It is an enriched primer. I do about a half a pump because I find that one pump is a little too much and I don't want to waste it. Thing I'm going to do is Instant Eye Lift. If you guys don't know what Instant Eye Lift is Trish McEvoy. It's one of her under eye brightening / concealer products. A lot of people use it just by itself. They don't use any other concealer. It has treatment in it. It's got hyaluronic acid, so not only does it brighten beautifully under the eye, over time it does help to brighten the skin. If you have dark circles, you will see a lightening, and it stays very comfortable under the eye. It does not crease, which is great. And you can actually set it with powder and it just looks beautiful. So the way that you do this is we do a triangle under the eye. Trish McEvoy calls this her triangle of light. We're gonna start from the inside and just go up. So it doesn't really matter if you make a triangle or not. You just wanna get this whole center area of the face. So I'm also doing this before my foundation because, like I said before, this does have treatment in it. And if you want to get the benefits of the treatment, it does help to depuff as well. If you wake up puffy, that's usually not what happens to me. I'm more sunken in than anything. But if you do wake up puffy, it does help to depuff as well. So it's wonderful. So I also use the same brush that I use for my foundation to blend my concealer because I just think that it works the best. So I use this double-sided wet dry brush from Trish McEvoy. I love it. It's $60, but it's totally, totally worth it. I don't particularly do my makeup with a beauty blender or with a sponge. I kind of never really have, so this is my brush to go to. So after I've put on my triangle of light, it feels amazing. You'll be able to feel it as soon as you put it on. It has a slight kind of cooling effect under the eye. Very, very comfortable. All right, so I'm just gonna keep kind of blending this in. And I like to do kind of like a patting sort of blend. I don't wanna wipe away the makeup. And as you can see, it already immediately brightened under the eye. It's a fabulous, fabulous product. It's $38. But like the eye base I told you, these are Trish McEvoy's kind of two hero products, just like the eye base. Hi, honey. Okay, so my daughter woke up. So like the eye base, you can also get the Instant Eye Lift in a jumbo size, not double, but it is jumbo and it's $6 more. So that's $45. So that's definitely worth it. I use Instant Eye Lift almost every single day, and you're definitely gonna want that one. So after Instant Eye Lift, I go straight in with my foundation and I use Double Wear. Double Wear is probably one of the first liquid foundations I ever tried at my first counter job with Estee Lauder, and it's taken me a while, but I have come back to it because it's, if you want wearability and you want it to cover beautifully, it's just one of the best foundations. So what I like to do is right on top of my brush. My color is a 4W1, it's a honey bronze. Used to be a little lighter, but now I'm kind of tan. And I like to just pour a little bit on my brush just like this, okay? With the brush, I'm gonna go right in. And on the front areas of my face where I need the most coverage, I'm just gonna kind of dab it. So you're almost doing the same motion as a beauty blender. You are dabbing. But I find that this rounded brush just gives such a flawless finish. And what I like about it is if you like to use a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer, you can really get the most coverage with a brush like this. So I also go under my eye with my foundation. I like to just kind of cover that instant eye lift, get it all to be one color. All right, so now I'm gonna do, I guess it would be my other concealer. So I use a double concealer because I am dark and I have other things under the eye and around the face that I want to conceal. So this is where it gets a little more expensive. I do use the Clé de Peau concealer. It is $70, but it is the best concealer out there. There is a reason why it has won so many awards. The texture is amazing. It is very creamy though. It's a thicker concealer, so I don't like to use it directly under the eye because I like to keep it bright. So I use it more as coverage within my foundation. So what I like to do with it is I just like to make kind of a couple of lines here on my cheeks where I always need the most coverage, a little on my forehead, and then a little on my chin. Using is actually the Dual End Wet n Wild stick. You guys, it's awesome. Great piece if you want to try a cream contour and you don't really know what to buy yet. I've tried a couple different ones and this one's pretty cool. So I have my darker side here, and this is the medium tan one. What I'm going to do is just draw just a little bit right on here. I'm going to do the hairline, and I'm going to do the temple, and I'm going to do the jawline, and I'm going to do the nose. Okay, so this side we're gonna go down the nose, we're gonna do the hairline, we're gonna do the temple, and then I'm gonna do right here. I like to do a little extra on my cheeks because I kind of use this as a part of my bronzer. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the other side as kind of my finishing brightening. All right, so you're just gonna hit a couple of different places with the highlighter just to do a very simple kind of quick highlighting and contouring. And what I'm gonna do to blend the dark contours, I'm gonna use this brush from Trish. This is the number 71 Perfect Base. When she launched it, we were using it for BB cream, which it works amazing as a foundation brush for BB cream. I mean, you can see how great it blends. But because I've kind of fallen in love with her other one, I am just using it right now for blending my cream contour. And I like it because it's a nice stiff brush. It really blends it well. If you have any cream contour palettes or sticks, sometimes they are hard to blend. It's not as smooth, or if it is really smooth, it kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't sit on the skin well. This one's really nice because not only does it blend it, but it kind of sets it for you. Always making sure to do. All right, so when that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and just do the last bit of blending using my same wet dry foundation brush. So when I tell you, you guys can use this for everything. Now the only thing I don't use it for, ironically, is for dry stuff, because I do another brush for my powder and I only have one of these brushes and I don't have time to clean it every single day, to be honest. When I wash my brushes, I try to do it about once a week, at least my stuff that I use for foundation, concealer, and things like that, because they're wet and you don't want to leave it in there. I'm going to go with my powder, and of course I'm using Laura Mercier. This is the best powder. I use it every day and it lasts me at least 4 to 5 months. And I do it, well, maybe not every day, like 5 days a week that I wear a full face of makeup to work. So I'm just going to use a regular old sponge like this. You can buy them in a big pack at Target. I actually like the disposable sponges because I just think that there's less bacteria than having a regular sponge that you're using for foundation and then for powder and then for this and that. I know a lot of people have different ones and that's fine. I use these for my kit too, so I always have them handy. And they're inexpensive. And these work good. I mean, if you wanted to wet it like a beauty blender, you can. I did it the other day. It does get bigger, you know, just the way that a beauty blender does. It does the same exact thing. So if you wanted to do that, you definitely can. All right. I'm gonna try to just keep this powder not messy. So while that hangs out, I'm gonna go in for my bronzer. Now the bronzer, like I told you, comes on this little page. And then I'm gonna use Trish's, this is actually her blush brush, but I like that it is tapered at the end, and I think it makes for a really good bronzer brush. I think it makes for a really good contour brush. So that's the one I'm gonna use. I'm gonna go right in here. And while my powder is setting, I'm gonna go on top of where I put that cream. Temples. So I'm gonna just use this stipple brush to brush away. I'm gonna do blush, and my favorite blush to use is this Pink Glow from Trish McEvoy. It's really, really pretty. So I'm gonna use her brush. This is her angled contour brush. So I always tell my clients whenever I'm doing their makeup, or anybody that I'm doing their makeup, that I always put a lot of blush, because after a couple of minutes, half of it goes away. So give yourself a good amount of blush. Don't be afraid of it. You need color on your face. And now for the lips. Now, Some people might kill me for this, but I'm actually kind of not into lipstick right now. I don't know why. I don't like lipstick. I don't like liner. I can't really tell you. Right now I'm into the no lipstick, really soft kind of gloss look, and I used to hate gloss. But what I do love is this Dior Lip Glow. I think everybody knows this. It goes on kind of like light pink and clear and then just pulls the natural color from your lip. It looks really, really natural. So I'm gonna do highlighter. So this highlighter is actually, ooh, there's a glare, is actually the Bronze Goddess Gelée highlighter. It is a limited edition. I think you can still get it in stores. I want to say that it's $45. It's beautiful. A little bit definitely goes a long way, as you guys will be able to see. It's got a beautiful, beautiful shine. It's really, really pretty. And Trish McEvoy's fan brush. And by now, if you haven't realized, Trish McEvoy is the main line that I work for. I am an artist for Trish, which is why I like so many of her products and which is why I use so many of her brushes. Just gonna dust a little bit of the highlighter on the nose and you guys can see immediately how pretty it comes out. It's beautiful, it's shiny. I'm gonna do around here, and I like to just kind of swoop it around the inner part of my temple. So another thing I'm going to go back in with the eyes. Remember, we only did that soft shadow before and we did the bronzer and our eye base. I'm going to go back in and just add a little bit of light with the same highlighter, okay? So using the little mirror that comes on it, I'm going to take this. This is a NARS brush. It's like a little flat, kind of like lay down brush. And that is it.